This feature inside Rekordbox is so good that I think all other DJ software companies need to take a look at it and make their own versions. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about pad effects. My name is DJ Blakey and I'm a former DMC champion and pro DJ of over 20 years. And this channel is dedicated to helping you become a better DJ. Let's get into it. Okay, so what is the pad effects feature? Well, in Rekordbox, you can use the performance pads right here to trigger different effects inside the software. Now here on the DDJ Flex 4, you actually have a dedicated pad effects pad mode, which you can access by pressing this button right here. So now you can see inside Rekordbox that it actually displays all of the different pad effects instead of the hot cues. So you have a quarter roll here, you have a sweep here, a flanger here, and so on. Now these stock options for pad effects, which are in Rekordbox by default, are actually really good. There's a real nice variety of different effects, but you can actually go in and customize all of the pad effects to exactly what you would like to use. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, let's just take a quick listen to these stock pad effects in Rekordbox. So there's a real nice selection there of pad effects by default, and these are very usable. And in fact, I like this stock selection so much that I like to keep it intact and use the second layer of pad effects to customize it to exactly how I want it. So to access the second layer of pad effects, just hold down Shift and press the pad effects button. And now if you take a look in Rekordbox, these are all of the pad effects that I have customized to be precisely how I like them. So I've actually gone with two roll options. I've got a half roll here and a quarter roll here. I've also gone with a quarter transform. I've gone with a 4-beat filter LFO. I have a noise effect right here. I have reverse roll right here set to 1 beat. I have reverb set to 50, and I have a half echo release right here. But on top of that, I've actually gone in and customized each effect to be exactly the volume that I want it to be. So let me show you how to customize all of the pad effects. So here in Rekordbox, let's click on the settings icon next to pad effects. And this is where you can not only change each effect to any beat effect, any sound color effect, any scene effect, and any release effect, but you can also change the beat value right here. And crucially, you can actually change the level depth or the volume of the effect using this drop-down menu here. Now there are certain effects where you can't change the beat value or you can't change the level depth, but for the majority of effects you can change both. So you can actually customize it and mold it to sound exactly how you like. So you can see right here with my roll effects, I've actually changed the volume of them to be 30. By default, this is at 50. And that means when you trigger the roll, the song underneath stops playing and you can only hear the roll. Whereas if you have it set to 30, like I do here, the roll will still play at a slightly lower volume and you can still hear a little bit of the song underneath. Now the reason I've done this is when I'm triggering pad effects, I actually quite like to trigger multiple pad effects at the same time. And if you have the level depth of each pad effect set too high, then actually it becomes too much and there's too much effect being applied. So now let's take a listen to the roll effect with the level depth set to 30. So as you heard there, you still get a little bit of the track playing underneath, which I actually quite like, especially when you start to layer different pad effects on top. So on this pad here, I've actually changed this to a quarter transform with the level depth set to 40. Let's take a listen. So you can still hear the song playing underneath, but the transform effect is still very obvious and you can tell that the transform is being applied. I think this is the best of both worlds. On pad number 4, I have this set to a 4-beat filter LFO. Let's take a listen. So this is an auto filter that plays over the set length of 4 beats. Pad number 5 is set to a noise effect, and you can actually trigger this noise effect even when there's no track playing. And it has a kind of echo on the end. Now this noise effect sounds really good over a breakdown section of a track. Let's take a listen. Pad number 6 is set to a 1 beat reverse roll. Let's take a listen. So you can actually use the reverse roll on a melody part of a track to kind of give it a different vibe and just switch up the melody a bit, taking sections of it and reverse rolling it using that pad. Pad number 7 is set to a 50% reverb with the level depth set to 20. So it's a nice long tail reverb, but the volume of it is low enough that it doesn't overpower the music. And then finally, pad number 8 is set to a half beat echo release effect, which means if I hold down this pad, it will trigger the echo and the song underneath will stop playing until I release my finger from that pad. So this is a nice way of triggering an echo and ensuring that the song underneath gets killed so that only the echo plays. Next, I'm going to show you how you can use the stock pad effects and my customized pad effects during your DJ sets. The first example will be how you can use pad effects during a breakdown section leading up to a drop. The second example will show you how you can use the roll and vinyl break pad effects to create beat rolls and stutter effects. And the third example will show you how you can use pad effects on the fly without any preparation to add your own creative expression to your DJ sets. So that was everything you need to know about the pad effects feature inside Rekordbox. I absolutely love pad effects and I use them all the time when I'm using Rekordbox. And I really do think that certain companies need to take a look at this and work out how to implement their own version of it into their software. If you've not used pad effects before, give it a try and let me know down in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this video and you want to check out more from me on this channel, then YouTube recommends this video right here.